Thunders take on the Infusion Invergy Lions. It's the 24th match of the ICCA Academy Arabian Cricket League 2022-23, coming in at the ICCA Academy Ovals ground in Dubai. Before we begin the game, it's going to be toss time, as Samir Yunus will be ready with both the captains and the match referee for the toss.
Well, it's another pleasant evening here in Dubai, and what do we do on pleasant evening? Another encounter here on .net ICCA Academy Arabian Cricket League 2022-2023, powered by FanCode. And today's encounter is between Infusion Invergy Lions and the Rajkot Thunders. I've got the two captains with me. Junaid is here for the Infusion Invergy Lions, and of course Tariq Isab of the Rajkot Thunders. We also have the match referee, Mr. Tehseen Javed. Infusion will toss the coin. Heads is the call.
It is head.
It is a head, so Tariq has won the toss. Rajkot Thunders, what would you like to do, Tariq?
I would like to bat first.
What's the reason for that?
Nothing, actually. We need to put up a good score so we can defend.
Generally, we've seen that early on in the wicket, there's a bit of assistance for the fast bowlers, and bowling second becomes a bit difficult with the dew. That's okay for you guys?
Yeah, that's very much okay for us. That's not a problem.
You have the experience, you think you can defend a score you can put on?
Surely we can try our best.
All right, good luck and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Right. Junaid, what would you have done had you won the toss?
I think it's a good toss to lose because we would have bowled first as well.
You would have bowled first because obviously there's a green track.
More of a it was a dew factor after the first innings, and you can see dew is already on the ground. So it would help us, while we bat second, so it would be easier for us to score, and hopefully we'll chase it.
Rajkot will be batting first. How much do you think you can restrict them?
We try to restrict them around 160, and yeah, I think 160 should be under par we're looking for.
Good. All the best and congratulations on bowling first. So that is the news from the centre. Rajkot Thunders have won the toss and they have decided to bat first.
Alright, so the news from the centre is that Rajkot Thunders have won the toss and they're going to bat first. Let's have a quick look at their playing 11. Rajkot Thunders, Tariq Isab the skipper, Waqas Ilyas their wicketkeeper, Kareem Kotadia, Dipesh Jaiseth, got Mitesh Thanki, Jatin Patel, Bunty Nandi, he's a very handy cricketer, Nasir Yusuf, Gurjant Kanda and Gurdeep. As far as the Infusion Invergy Lions are concerned, Mohammad Anwar Khan, Junaid Jao, Syed Mohammad Danish, Waqas Tariq is a skipper, Mohammad Omar, Mohammad Yuvraj Barua, the youngster, Kamran Salim, Hasibur Rahman, Shahnawaz and Mazhar Hussain. That forms the 11 for Infusion Invergy Lions. Rajkot Thunders will be going out to bat first as their openers come in to play. And joining me in the commentary box, making a super sprint from the centre, is Samir Yunus. Samir, welcome and good evening.
Good evening to you. Nice ground to run in, Neil. Really beautiful outfield. Don't mind wearing my studs and getting out there ready to bowl on this nice green track. Surprising call that from Rajkot Thunders to have chosen to bat first. I would have thought most captains prefer bowling first for a couple of reasons. First, of course, early on there's that assistance that bowlers do derive off this track, and of course towards the end when you're bowling second, the dew factor, it always comes in, doesn't it? Nevertheless, Rajkot obviously have their reasons of why they want to bat first. Let's see what they can put up against a strong looking Infusion Invergy Lions. They've played 3, won just 1. They'll want to better their record as they go into this tournament.
You're right. It's always important, every single game that you play to your strengths, strategy of the ground, the dew factor, all of that kept aside. If you are a side that can score big and defend it, then go for it. That's how it should be. That's how your strategy should be. And I believe Rajkot Thunders will be backing their skill sets.
Waqas Ilyas, wicketkeeper, is joined by Bunty Nandi to open the batting for them, and to open the bowling, of course, for Infusion Invergy Lions, it's Kamran Salim who will take on the new ball. Fine leg is down. Midon was put behind at long on, but he's come up now. Let's see who the other field in the DP is. Yes, a usual field with the new ball. Third man, fine leg, both down on the boundary lines, and here Kamran Salim will have to be very tight with his lines. Anything full, anything short, the batters will like to pounce on.
Well, yeah, Kamran Salim New ball bowlers are a different breed altogether. They take the risks of bowling with the new ball, which means that they bowl to a field where there are only two fielders outside, higher chances of getting those runs, and thus higher risk factors as well.
Oh, I know all about that. Bowling with the new ball. A lot of new ball bowling back home in Sri Lanka. Anyway, Kamran Salim, what has he got up his sleeve for the Infusion Invergy Lions? We're all set for ball one for yet another awesome encounter of the Arabian Cricket League here at the beautiful facility of the ICCA Cricket Academy.
You're right. It's going to be a fantastic encounter. 9 o'clock local time is the start time, so I guess we're just about 30 odd seconds away from the start time, so the umpires will have to wait. We'll get the watches on point before they say play. That's what the umpire is looking for. That's what the umpire is waiting for. And it looks like in the next 5 or 7 seconds he'll say play.
Copy it.
Yeah, asking for the side, confirmations given, and the game will begin now. The action begins as we speak. Bowling with a slip, and he bowls down the leg side. Poor execution of the very first delivery. He's definitely not warmed up. Down the leg side wide. He had enough time to warm himself up while he was waiting for the umpire's signal to start the game. And now he's trying to stretch and get his shoulders going.
Yeah, a lot of fast bowling coaches will tell you, Neil, that you need to bowl 4 overs before the game and then 4 overs in the game. That's what the kind of fitness a fast bowler is supposed to have. So no looseness, because remember, it's just 24 deliveries and every ball that you bowl has to be your best effort. No time for looseness, and you can't afford them, especially in a format like this. So Kamran Salim will have to get things right immediately.
You're right. Get that body warmed up. A much better delivery. He's got his line much correct this time. A soft little push will get a single, and Bunty will get off strike.
He's got a nice simple action leading up to the crease, not much of a run up, very gentle pace, so the batters won't mind that. However, what we've seen on this track, at least in the previous few games, the opening batters especially, they like pace on, they like to work with the pace, and sometimes when you slow it down, it can work in your favour.
Oh well, absolutely every opening batter, they love some pace. Also, all they have to do is connect. And once that connection happens, the ball travels with only 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. And for Salim, it's the third man on the fine leg. That's a very defensive field, I would say, because you technically bowling and keeping your field, keeping in mind that there could be errors down the leg side, and that's why the fine leg is at the boundary. Oh yeah, he's sure of what he's doing. Good keeping there. The wicket keeper put in a massive dive, ensured that the ball didn't really go past him, but a wide nonetheless.
The wicket keeper, they are having to do some serious diving early on in the game. Must be asking the bowler, you got something personal with me? Let's talk it out in the dressing room. Why you keep me jump around? There's a slip in place, so I like that. You were talking about defensive field. That's something you like to see early on in the game. But we haven't seen much movement, have we? Unless he's not pitching it on the seam. There hasn't been much. The ball isn't doing too much talking.
Back of the length this time. Oh, poor fielding effort there. The bowler is not doing his bit. The fielders are not supporting him. That's a poor start for Invergy.
Yeah, not the best of body language here from the fielding side. They look very rusty for some reason. Perhaps lack of proper warm-up, too many looseness by the bowler. The fielders not really on their toes or getting to the ball too comfortably. They can't afford to do this, especially when you're bowling first. Oh, that's a good ball. That's very nicely done. Ilyas played all over that.
Oh well, absolutely. Wasn't really prepared for this because the bowler has been spraying the ball around. So when you get a good ball, it's a little shocker of a delivery. It just wakes the batter. And that's exactly what happened. Bunty Nandi on 2, Ilyas on 1. 4 deliveries, 6 runs on board, including 2 wides. In fact, 3 wides. Chance there. The ball dropped dead, a little ahead of everyone. That surprised Elias, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's liking that shot of a length, Kamran Salim. He's found a little bit of excitement over there. Every time it's pitched a little back of a length, the ball sort of almost takes a tennis ball bounce and gets to the batter sooner than he would have thought it would. And we haven't seen much intent, even though he sprayed down the leg side a couple of times. Generally, you'll find opening batters really liking that. They'll pepper that leg side field and really hit it hard, but they have been content with the singles.
You're right, not an explosive start. Last ball of the over. He's gone big. Fine leg in play. And he'll come quite square to stop that ball. Will be a couple of runs nonetheless. 2 runs to end the over. 8 without loss after 1. Waqas Tariq from Infusion Invergy Lions. He definitely hoping that he bowls better as compared to his partner, giving a bunch of extras. Salim. Movement of the deck, good seam movement, will be a quick single.
Yeah, good running by the batters there. Waqas Tariq is the captain on paper for Infusion Invergy Lions, although it was Junaid Java who was out there for the toss. Possibly some preparations on his part. He'll be sharing the new ball alongside Kamran Salim. He'll hope that he can have better control compared to his colleague on the other end. Single off the first delivery. Slight little polite inquiry there. Umpire not really giving it a wide, so maybe just brush the thigh pad. But you don't want to be bowling there. Very risky with the new ball.
Yeah, you're right. It definitely took the thigh pad, but then I'm surprised at the lack of attack on these poor deliveries. Elias should have just waited, let the ball come in and just played with soft hands. Now up in the face of the bat, but third man will be in play. Will be a single.
Something tells me that these two batters are very predominantly offside players. They haven't got much on that side. Most of it has been straight and down the leg side, and that's why they haven't looked very comfortable. I mean, generally you find opening batters, they prefer playing those correct textbook shots on the offside. Generally that's the area where there's no fielders in the deep.
Again, third man. You're right when you say that opening batters generally prefer the offside, but also the kind of shots that they were attempting down the leg side also spoke a lot about the lack of fast hands. When you're trying to play a ball that's going down the leg side and if your hands are not quick, you will 9 out of 10 times miss the shot. And that's exactly what is happening. They're going for it, but there's no connection whatsoever.
This is good stuff. Very good lines here from Waqas Tariq. He's understood on this track. He doesn't have to really bowl too full to try and trap the batters for an LBW or prize out an edge, because there isn't much movement. What you have to do on a track like this generally is to pitch it on those good length areas, almost like a test match length. And these two batters, the way they've batted so far, it's quite evident that they prefer the fuller delivery and the shorter delivery. They like to drive and pull. Anything in between, they seem a little uncertain.
That is so true. That is so true. And that's why Waqas has been in that channel. This time, shot and wide and dropped. When you're standing at that position, you have to be alert. That is really poor. That should have been taken.
And you've got to have your best fielder there. The point region, especially early on with the new ball, you can't be dropping those at these levels. We've seen a few drop catches, and this one, I can tell you, wasn't the most difficult ones. Unfortunate there for the Infusion Invergy Lions. A good over by Waqas. Unfortunately for him, no wicket. So 12 for none in 2.
Salim comes back. Just 4 runs of the previous over. Vakas did extremely well this time. Again, the fine leg will come into play, but this time he'll have to try and go as far as square leg to cut that ball off. A couple of runs.
And not too convincing once again from Ilyas. He didn't get all of it. Did turn around in time, but once again those hands, like you said, trying to hit it a little too fast and eventually playing it too early. That getting a top edge, and that field at fine leg has been busy, especially off the overs of Kamran Salim. Now he's moved to square leg and fine leg has come up. So third man will still remain behind on the lines. His run-up has become shorter and shorter as he's gone on.
This time he bowls full. Beats me, completely beats me. Your field setting says that you will either bowl full outside the off stump so that your protection is at third man, or you'll bowl short. But this time he's bowled full and down the leg side. Lucky that there was no connection on the bat.
Well, in cricketing terms, a lot of captains will defend that by saying it was a double bluff.
Oh, come on. To play the double bluff, you need to be accurate. You need to be pinpoint accurate.
I'm just making excuses for the captain out here. Salim Kamran, you're right. Need to have better strategies out there if you want to pick up. They've already dropped one catch. That's nicely driven. Unfortunately, though, it's not in the gap. He'll go straight to the fielder. Better fielding effort there by the captain himself.
Right. Chances over here for one to come up and slow down the proceedings for Rajkot Thunders. What the Thunders have done is that they have not played any risky shots, but also they haven't capitalized on the opportunities that were presented to them by the Lions. Shot and just over the batter's bat.
Yeah, I'm not sure if our viewers picked up that field setting there. There's almost like a gully position in place, and the third man down in the boundaries in between them. So that short ball, that made sense because he's looking for him to try and get that feather outside edge, or maybe get a top edge, trying to cut. So the third man comes into play, but I still don't understand what that gully fielder is all about. Unless you're getting a lot of outswing like a Jimmy Anderson. Well, let's wait and watch what the ploy is.
Played it straight, and this one will race away towards the boundary line. The first 4 of the innings for Rajkot Thunders.
Yeah, full straight. Didn't have to do much, Bunty. All they had to do was get forward, played straight down in the V. Yeah, most batters will get that right 9 out of 10 times. And the first boundary comes up. They could have had many more boundaries. There have been a few loose deliveries. This time, though, they encashed the opportunity. 19 for none. Last ball coming up in this over.
Yeah, barring that boundary, this over has been slightly better in favour of Salim. But I'll still give the 7 runs so far. Last ball, down the leg side, and the fine leg being inside. He will be punished. The umpire says a leg by. It doesn't matter how they come, as long as Rajkot Thunders accrue 4 more on the last ball of the over. 3 overs gone. It's 23 for none. Fresh over by the captain. The ball comes in, and this one just drops marginally short of the fielder. could have been a good opportunity maybe to rattle one of the lads of Rajkot Thunders, but not to be so.
Yeah, a few times now, the good shots have all gone straight to the fielder, so the bowlers won't mind that. Bunty now realizing that they've played 4 overs, almost 4 overs in this power play. They haven't really got to move on. So it's time to maybe step on the gas and get that scoring rate up a bit. Looking to cut that. Didn't get any of it. A slight hint of away movement there from Waqas Tariq. Bowled a good first over. Very disciplined. He'll want to continue that over here. 24 for none. Bunty, is he Indian? Would you know anything about him?
No, I mean, I can tell you one thing. I've seen him play in a couple of tournaments where Rajkot Thunders have played. He's one of those consistent scorers, one of those technically sound batters. Someone the team relies heavily on. And one of the reasons that he is the mainstay, you'll also see him being moved up and down the order while the team is trying to find balance with the other batters. Again, he can bat at any order, any place. And then that's the advantage of being technically correct. If you know the sport, if you know your skill, you know your art, it doesn't matter you're facing a fast bowler or a spinner.
Oh, that's once again nicely bowled. Good shape inwards to the batter. Ilyas has struggled with that line. Yeah, you're right. I think we call that the floater in the batting lineup. Someone who can always put his hands up and say, look, I'm happy to take this position. Not really too keen on batting on one particular specific position. Reminds me of a Dhananjay De Silva from Sri Lanka. He's played that role for many years now for Sri Lanka and quite successfully. So you always need, whether it's a T20 format or test format, you always need that one batter who's flexible enough to play at any position according to the team's requirement. Today, Bunty obviously playing the opening role alongside Ilyas. They've not gotten off to a flyer, but the good thing is they haven't lost a wicket. He looked to really hammer that, but got nothing of it except maybe some glove that will trickle down behind the bowler. They do manage to get a single.
Well, yeah, that single, the effort that he put on that shot, he also didn't realize where did the ball go, what happened to the ball, till Bunty woke him up from that slumber and got him to run. Last delivery of the over. Again, an inward movement after pitching. Dot ball to end the over. 4 overs gone. 26 for none.
Muhammad Umar will take the third bowling option. He'll be the first change here for Infusion Invergy lads. And on the side angle almost reminded me of the good old Umar Gul. What a star bowler he used to be.
Oh, absolutely. Did extremely well for himself and for his team. Just that couldn't hit the wickets when it matters, when it mattered in the bowl out against India.
Expect an Indian to bring that super over up to 2-0.
No, I'll tell you why. Today on my radio show, I was talking to a cricket author from India,
Right.
and they've written a book. It's called Limitless. It's just about to come through. That the book is about how Indian cricket has changed after the 2007 victory in the T20 World Cup. And during that conversation, we spoke about how that bowl out happened and how India and Lalchand Rajput, the then team manager of India, worked around to get them to train for the bowl out, and the batters did better than the bowlers in the bowl out.
Yeah, I don't think anyone prepared really. Not too many teams, in fact, must have prepared for like a super over finish.
Yeah.
2007, we're still talking early stages of a T20 format. For a lot of teams, it was an experiment, the World Cup.
You're right.
It wasn't played as seriously as some of the other formats, maybe. And I think around that was the time. Continue off this ball. That'll be a wide, well taken by the keeper. So Umar too struggling to get his line. It was around the time 2007. I think that's the first year when the IPL also happened.
2008. So after the World Cup.
After that, yes.
Yeah. After India won the World Cup is when the IPL began. And I'll tell you a very interesting fact. You mentioned that not many teams prepared for the bowl out. India was the only team that trained for the bowl out. And during the practice, there was an Indian batter who was in the team because of his all-round capabilities. His hit rate on the stumps was 100%. And I would give you a chance to discuss this. Meanwhile, there's a catch that's been taken. Elias had been trying too hard to get the ball away into the fences every single time. Wasn't getting the timing right, and this time ended up giving a simple catch. He perishes.
Yeah, he's played in that region a few times now. Couple of times it was few bounces to the fielder, a little bit away from the fielder to the right or the left. But this time, fielder just took a couple of steps forward and it was straight under his throat. So his difficult stay for Waqas Elias comes to an end, and a very important first wicket for the Infusion Invergy Lions. 27 for 1 in 4.2 overs.
Jatin Patel comes in for Rajkot Thunders at the wall of the first wicket, 27 for 1. And to join me in the conversation in the commentary box is Abid Ibrahim. Abid, welcome.
Thank you very much, Neil. Well, I just couldn't hold myself back when you guys were talking about 2007.
Oh, yeah.
IPL beginning at 2008. Oh, that was a great era. Meanwhile, it's an in-swinger from Umar. And he picked up a wicket altogether. Things looks really better for IIL here. This is the time when you pick up the first wicket, you apply yourself and you get a better result.
No doubts about this. An inside edge onto the pads. So I had asked Sam a question.
Try me.
Yeah, I'm trying you. Which was that Indian bowler? I mean, this is an inside story, so it wasn't definitely not out in the public eye. There's an Indian bowler who was in the team for his all-round capabilities.
Okay.
Wide delivery meanwhile there. During the bowl-out practices, and I'm saying practices, got 100% hit rate.
Well, no doubt about it. I think the one who did it better than all, it was Robin Uthappa.
Okay, Robin Uthappa was the second best.
Oh.
The person that... No, MS Dhoni, no, not MS Dhoni, was behind the wickets.
Behind the wickets.
The man that I'm talking about wasn't playing that match.
Oh.
He wasn't playing that match, despite the fact that he was the best Indian player to get that hit rate.
So it's none other than Nawab. So picked up beautifully inside out. Width was an over here, and that is gone beyond the boundary line for 4 runs.
Well, yeah, Bunty has been playing them very, very comfortably. Mind you, we're still in the power play, which means there's 2 players outside the boundary line. There's width on offer, and all he had to do was play over the infield, and that's what he does. A boundary there to take the total to 33.
So coming back to our conversation, it was Vrinder Sehwag, if I'm not wrong.
Vrinder Sehwag played that match, and he bowled. I'm saying that he didn't play that. The player that I'm talking about did not play that match.
Okay.
Virender Sehwag got the wicket as well, if you realize, if you remember. Right?
I know he was one of them as well, because I watched that entire game very closely. Well, then I'm maybe.
He's a very, very big name in the cricketing fraternity. Now, Virat Kohli hadn't come into the Indian side at that time.
There was Sachin Tendulkar at that time, I think. Yeah, I'm maybe getting right there. No?
Sachin Tendulkar didn't go for. He was not a part of the team.
Oh.
It was Rohit Sharma, my friend. Rohit Sharma was in the side, used to bat at number 5, number 6.
Oh, yes.
But he was not playing that match.
Oh, big heave on the onside, missing that outside edge by a millimeter. 34 for 1 at the end of 5. Wakas, oh, beautiful swinging delivery there. That's what you need to do. Swing the ball a bit. I wouldn't mind if Wakas goes slightly fuller. If he can get that swing, look at that. Well, a great swing here. So coming to our conversation, it was Rohit Sharma. Yes, now what I wanted to make a point over here, when Rohit was playing at number 6 or number 5 or number 7, it wasn't as effective. Can you imagine you can drop Rohit Sharma from 20 overs game?
Oh well. Now, see, this is what happens when you come into the side which is already packed, and that Indian side, if you realize, no senior players wanted to play. No Saurav Ganguly, no Virender Sehwag was there, no Sachin Tendulkar, no Rahul Dravid, no VVS Lakshman. All of these guys said, listen, we don't want to play, because it came after a debacle of a 2007 ODI World Cup where India didn't even qualify for the second round.
Indeed, yeah, they got beaten in the group stage by Bangladesh.
Yeah. Oh, this one's big, this one is huge, and just over the boundary ropes. That'll be the first maximum. Bunty Nandi is getting on with it. He realizes that this is the last over of the power play and he wants to go big.
Well, I thought Bunty had a beautiful batting stance and reaction, and then he plays so good, and that was the number which he deserved to come on number 1 as an opener. The last game when he came at number 4, we all saw that the result was something that surprised everyone. He didn't get any run, maybe a couple of runs. But now, why I'm talking about this Bunty's position of the batting, because it's very crucial. It also gets into our conversation that there are a lot of batters who used to come in number 5, 6, and then when they tried as an opener, they changed the dimension of their game.
That's right.
There. Tilak Ratna Dilshan, somebody says from the back.
Well, yeah, Sam pointing out Tilak Ratna Dilshan, and I'll go a little back in the history, and I'll say Kalu Vitharna.
Oh yes.
This was 96 World Cup when Kalu Vitharna used to, before that used to come down at the bottom. He used to get out because of his explosive batting techniques, and then he sent up the order, said, listen, go ahead, open, and that is when Sanat Jayasuriya and Kalu Vitharna started traumatizing what is called the power play now.
And the result is 96 World Cup, they won. And who can that better than, well, that just flick on the onside of soft hands. So the final ball of the power play is done and dusted. 6 overs past, 41 for 1. Bunty Nandi on strike. Oh, that's a risky move to do now when you don't use your feet and try to play away from your body.
You're right, very well spotted there. Use of feet important when you're trying to play anything outside off. Omer got the first wicket. That's the only wicket that has fallen for Rajkot Thunders. Tomorrow, an all-important game at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup, Abid. Pakistan
indeed.
take on New Zealand.
Oh, indeed. That is something which we'll all be looking. Oh, that is hit. Up. And over. The line, no. It's for just bounce inside the rope. Great looking shot from Bunty.
Well, yeah, this time much better control for Bunty Nandi. And beautifully played. Yes, there was a fielder. But the fielder was a little square. And over the cover fielder. Get a boundary there. Just one bounce into the fence. And a quick fact check for you, Abid. Pakistan has played against New Zealand 6 times in the T20 World Cups.
I don't want to know rest.
And they won 4 times.
Oh, wow. I forget about that. Oh, what a great catch that is. That is pulled out from the net. Excellent catch, one-handed. You cannot ask any better. Look at the happiness amongst the team.
Yeah, that's a very big wicket. Bunty Nandi trying to fish for something that was way far away from him. If he had left it, that would have been a wide. Didn't get any closer. And look at that. Ran backwards, put his hand out, and the ball just stuck in there. These catches either stick or they bounce off. You can't plan and prepare to take these catches. But well done there.
What a great catch to take the big man out. Bunty Nandi takes a walk, 25 of 23. Let's have a look one more time. We can't get off our eyes from what a great effort. Wow. Yes, indeed, unplanned, but it worked the way you planned. 45 for 2, Bunty walks out. Nasser has been promoted up to the order. He's a very good all-rounder. He bowls with the new ball as well. With a few steps, he bowls those quicker ones, which is very difficult to pick if it is a fast bowler or the spinner. Well, you indeed need some kind of extra effort to boost the entire team's morale, and just that's what happened with Infusion Invergy. So that goes to third man, the thick outside edge.
That's right. Omer has been successful in both the overs that he's bowled. First over picked up the first wicket, and this over has picked up a wicket yet again. Both the openers taken by him. Jatin and Nasir. It almost feels like a restart of sorts. Jatin has played 2 deliveries. Nasir has played just 1. Between the two of them, just 3 deliveries. He's gone big now. Jatin, has he connected well? Not really. Land inside and away from the fielder at long on. Just get a single. The effort that he put in that shot, it looked like that he was trying to send the ball outside the orbit. But not that kind of connection. One last delivery to go. 47 for 2 Rajkot Thunders. Earlier today they won the toss, elected to bat first. But that decision not really in their favour. Will be a wide there. That's a similar delivery on which Bunty Nandi went all guns blazing, trying to go for that big one. Ended up giving a catch.
Well, what I see in the error what Bunty has made, that he was always playing away from his body, not been using the feet a lot. Usually Bunty does not do that because he gets those 50s, 40s quite easily because of his quick fire, and he likes to open the inning as well. We have seen him when he used to bat along Amia Suman early at this season. And I think also it was not looking very great when it was playing on the offside. So it's 7 overs gone, 49 for 2.
Shahnawaz has been brought into attack by the Lions. Now they would be hunting for wickets. 50 for 2. And a left arm spinner. Starts with a straighter one this time. It's a good game that we have up our sleeve. Rajkot Thunders take on the Lions. Thunders early today, like we mentioned, elected to bat first. The projected score says 137, and I think they'll need a little more than that. A little more than that to feel safe. Trying to pull. He's bowling to his field, so wherever the batters are playing, going straight to the fielders.
Yeah, 50 coming up here. Well, I think the 50 is on the right time. And nothing wrong with the achieved run rate. Oh, he got an edge. Yeah, that is a feather edge. Got him trapped there, asking him to play a drive shot, and the ball gets the extra bounce of the deck. And this is where you know that you messed it up. And keeper takes a brilliant catch. Hasib. That's the end for Nasir. 52 for 3.
A wicket in the first over, and what he's done is he's put the new batter on defense. Look at that front foot defense that he applied over there.
I really like the way he's started and bringing that bat in front, looking solid behind it. That's how you need to do the technically. You need to be absolutely correct. It's the new batter, Prince. Just goes on a back foot slightly, tries to play a cut shot. Well, you invite the batter to play you cut shot. That's the key, I think. As in a spinner, that's what you want.
Well, yeah, you have a point. You have a third man. This time it's going straight towards a long on, will be a single. It's been a good over so far. Shahan Nawaz doing well, and that should be the end of the over. A very successful over by Shahan Nawaz comes to an end, and it's 53 for 3 after 8. For 53 for 3, in fact. Abid, I'm sure you've been talking about 2007 World Cup, the first T20 World Cup. I'm sure that you remember.
Oh yes, I was very little at that time.
Yeah, I know you were 3 years old, weren't you? But still, your memory serves you right from that time.
Yeah.
There was an indication where Shoaib Akhtar, for a reason, was sent back to Pakistan.
Yeah. Well, I can recall it a little bit. There was some issue with him and Muhammad Asif in the dressing room. Shoaib Akhtar being typical Shoaib Akhtar. Maybe he's just tried some batting on Muhammad Asif, thought that he's bowl or something.
Yeah, he thought that
hit him over the park.
That's right. He thought that Muhammad Asif's thigh was the ball. Tried to hit it. But you know which bowler came to replace Shoaib Akhtar?
Oh, is a big question that I'm sure not a lot of people know that, but that's where somebody has down the leg side, the swing was not in control there. So yeah, it was the left arm fast Muhammad Amir.
No.
Tanveer. Yeah, I'm right now. The left arm. Yeah, I mean the first ball, the way he delivered, I still remember that, and that we call panka.
There you go. That's the term. That is the term. We'll come to that. Meanwhile, played it over the infield. Gurjant is getting those runs. He's getting those boundaries. It's a very simple, effective shot. No risk whatsoever. Over the infield, he gets a boundary.
Yeah, he stepped out. Was idly trying to cut that swing because he earlier saw the ball is coming in. He stepped out and some sense prevailed, but Gurjant got a little bit of assist from the Almighty as well here. This is third in.
Playing it back to the bowler. So it was Sohail Tanveer who actually came in to replace Shoaib Akhtar, and that was recommended by Misbah ul Haq.
Oh,
Jeff Lawson was your coach, the Pakistan coach at that point in time, and they were in this little confusion on who to bring in because it's a World Cup. It's not a small bilateral tournament. So Misbah said that I have a bowler in mind, and he's the pankha. Jeff Lawson obviously didn't understand what is a pankha. He said, you will know what I'm talking about. Let's bring him in. Meanwhile, in overthrow, they're not running for it.
Yeah, he surprised everyone the way he started.
That's right.
And then the more we got surprised. Meanwhile, we'll get back to that. It was just, he was gone.
He was definitely gone. Yeah.
It was a worth a throw. He's given up there. An excellent awareness by the fielder there. Oh, that's from the toe end of the bat. Oh, how lucky he is. He didn't find the fielder there.
Yeah, the ball dropped in the 30-yard circle. A lot to run in, and I think even the start was a little late. If he had probably started a little early, a fraction of it early, maybe there could have been a chance.
Again, Gurjant is doing the same thing what Bunty was doing, playing away from the body. These are easy pickings, but you need to slightly be solid and come close to the ball. One-handed, and it's a lucky day for the Prince.
Yeah, you're right. The way he's playing, literally threw the bat at the ball. One last delivery to go. Started off with a wide, then a boundary, then he's come back strong. Danish. Can he finish it off well? Can he bowl that one delivery which will make him proud? Up in the air. Is there a chance? And taken. Indeed, that makes him proud. He's got rid of Jatin. That delivery didn't really connect it well and eventually ended up paying the price. Wicket number 4 gone.
The same mistake is being repeated here. Playing away from the body and not getting a sweet time on the ball. Getting out is Jatin. Scored only 3, but he stayed for a while in the crease. 61 for 3.
Again towards the cover region, the sweeper cover there. Now these two guys, Gurjant and Gurdeep, will have to stitch a partnership. They've got more than half of the innings remaining and imperative for these two guys to stick around, stay in the centre, get those singles and doubles going, punish the bad ball. Left hand right hand combination will always trouble. And there's a left arm spinner bowling, so Gurdeep might just be tempted to go big. And we'll have to wait and watch if he's successful in getting those big ones against the left-handed spinner. Oh, look at that. Trying to play away from the body again, no feet movement whatsoever. Last time as well when I watched Gurdeep bat, he reminded me of a certain Shivam Dube.
Yeah.
Indian cricketer Shivam Dube, who plays a lot like Yuvraj Singh, but again has some flaws. He's probably the closest that we've got to anyone of a left-handed batter who's as flamboyant as Yuvraj Singh. Gurdeep has that style, but his feet don't move.
When you're almost there, it's all about then the hard work you put. Catch it! Oh, that could have been another brilliant catch. But yeah, that's what he said. He couldn't see it.
Now come on, you need to be prepared. He probably wasn't prepared. He got his hand to the ball, and then when you drop these catches, you definitely want to say that you didn't see it. Now see, he moved there right. His jump was well timed. Everything was perfect. Now there's no reason why one could say that he couldn't see it. I might sound a little harsh, but then when you're playing at this level, you need to take everything that's in the air. Literally everything. A couple of runs there. In fact, just a single. And there'll be one more last delivery to come in. Shah Nawaz has bowled exceedingly well. Just 5 runs in his 11 deliveries. Has also picked up a wicket. One last delivery. Gurjant on strike. He's gone big. One bounce into the fence. 4 runs. That was hit ruthlessly. Sheer power. Sheer dominance. 4 to end the over. 10 overs gone. 67 for 4.
Meanwhile, the 10 over is gone, 67 for 4. And a perfect time to introduce Sam in the com box. Welcome, Sam.
Good evening. A bit of a mix-up here, but the fielder, in fact, was a little too late to realize there was a chance. So halfway done in this innings, 68 for 4. This innings really going nowhere for Rajkot Thunders. Gurjant and Gurdeep will have to bat deep tonight.
Well, both can do that. That's what I have seen them doing. But unless you just need to little bit work on the feet movement while you play the shot. I mean, all these batters from Rajkot Thunders will have a little weakness. Their feet doesn't go the way it should have been played.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. We've seen so much of that this evening. A lot of hits and misses, especially on that offside. And credit to the bowlers. Yes, there's been a few loose deliveries, but they've kept it really tight. Haven't really allowed the batters to, too much room or too many loose deliveries to really maximize on. It's been good bowling. Yes, there's been a couple of drop catches, but otherwise the fielding has been on point.
Well, some of them has been a great catches taken as well. So it's a mix of a day for IIL. Slow one. That is gone up in the air and does the distance. That's gone somewhere in the trees. 6 runs.
Yeah, he picked that up early, didn't he? He saw the slow one coming. You'll see it in a while now as we get that replay for you. There, look. He lined up for it, saw the slow one early, and we're lucky we don't have to pay the fees for that school there. Could have broken the glass in a while.
Certainly the team Rajkot Thunders would have to pay some extra here. Flick on the onside. Oh, he did save a boundary there. He did well.
They need a few more of those now if they are to get a move on. Remember, this has been a high-scoring tournament. Most matches we've seen the totals pass 180, 190, and those two sometimes have been comfortably chased down. This is a very good batting track as the evening goes on. Becomes difficult to bowl in the night with the dew under lights. The batters can see it very clearly. So Rajkot have to work much harder. That's a full toss. Might just go straight to the hands, and it does. The point fielder there just had to move a little bit to his left, and it came straight down onto his belly. Opened up his hands and grabbed them and said, "Thank you very much, Gurdeep. You can go back to the hut." It's 5 wickets down.
Well, one thing is been done really well here. They're not allowing the batters to settle down here, IIL. Every time they see the partnership is about to begin, they pick up a wicket. The wickets are getting out on a regular intervals here. Gurdeep walks out, scored 2 of 6. 75 for 5.
Danish 2 for 16. Wow, what a turnaround for him. He's going to bowl the last ball of his second over. Half of the Rajkot Thunders team is back in the hut. Oh, it's a good line. Good lines to finish. Tempting him to drive on that offside. Dipesh deciding, right, it's too early. So my first ball in. Let me just leave that alone. So 11 overs done. 75 for 5. A good start. A brilliant start, in fact, for Infusion Lions.
Kamran Salim bowled with the new ball, is now back into the action. 11 overs done in this innings. His captain feels he can bring his bowlers back, get a few overs in quickly. Not much happening from the batting front, so might as well finish up all those overs. Short again. He's liked that length, Kamran Salim. He's been quite successful too. Has stitched together a few dot balls, has troubled the batters every once in a while with that short of a length delivery. Dipesh though, who is on strike now, will have to put up with it. A Gurjant gets a single down to that third man region. So the projected score 134 is never going to be enough on a track like this. We know Infusion do bat quite deep, so they have to set them a target. Anything above 150, that's what they should be targeting here. Unfortunately, they've lost too many wickets.
Yeah, now they all of a sudden find themselves in trouble because the 5 wickets are down. But I doubt that they'll be able to post a big total from here if they can really build a partnership, unless you don't. Yeah, try to play a cut shot there. The ball is got a little bigger on him.
He's found joy on that length, Kamran Salim. Every time he's gone short, the batters have seemed rushed in trying and playing those shots. The cuts and the pulls haven't really been too comfortable. Now a little conference there with the bowler, the captain and the mid-off fielder, having a quick chat with him. Maybe a change in ploy, just mix it up a bit. Very short run up now from Kamran Salim, almost bowling from behind the umpire. Again short, and again the batter not making any correction. So really struggling here. None of the Rajkot batters have looked comfortable here tonight.
Yeah, look at that. He knows that kind of a batter is struggling, the Dipesh, against the short ball. And he's trying to bowl him those shorter ones. Maybe now try one Yorker. No, he stays with what he's doing so good. Salim. Now 3 dot balls in a 20 overs game. You put the batter in a lot of pressure.
It's like watching 3 replays. It's been the same stuff. Short of a length, batter trying to glide that to the offside and missing it completely. But will he change it up now? Will he get selfish and try and pick up a wicket? Kamran Salim has bowled really well. 2.5 overs, 15 for none. Again shot. This time he makes the connection and it's being cut away nicely. Fielder at deep extra cover, no chance. So 1 too many times for Kamran Salim on that back of a length. That's Dipesh had seen enough. This time he is able to make that connection and put that away for a boundary.
Yeah, all this time he was not at the receiving end. Then he got a predicting that he is going to bowl me only short. This is where you need to deceive the batter. The shorter format, the batter is always in a hunger to get some runs. You can't be bowling those every time.
That's a much better length. Although Dipesh is able to guide that to the fielder at third man and cross over for a single. So he'll keep strike. That's the end of the 12th over. It's 81 for 5. $81 for 5. The Rajkot Thunders has been a real slow push here by them. Danish will continue bowling. It's looked to hit that very hard, but it's gotten the inside half of the bat. And just be a single. I think I owe an apology to our viewers here, Abid, because when Neil was here previously, you put an Indian and a Pakistani back in the comm box. There'll be a lot of conversation of previous cricket matches between the two nations. But moment I come in, things are much more quiet and peaceful. You don't want to rattle a Sri Lankan cricket fan, do you?
Now Sri Lanka is a huge nation with a history of cricket. And that's given wide. Yeah, I was thinking as umpire was also. That's given as wide, yes. So over the years, we have seen a lot of greats coming out from that part of the world. called Sri Lanka. A lovely island, and I'm planning my trip to be there.
Yeah, you're most welcome. We really need tourists to come right now. It's a beautiful island nation that is begging to be seen, and once you're there, you'll realize why didn't I come much earlier. Danish. Oh, he's looked to heave that. Would have been better off playing that on the offside. Plenty of open spaces there. Oh, this might be a run out, but the throw was way too hard for the bowler to pick it up. In fact, he might have just hurt himself, but he's all right. Batsman had to dive there at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, the injuries we cannot afford anymore. Yesterday we saw Mohammad Sihan now heaving it to the onside, from which was almost the wide delivery. Doesn't make really sense here. There you go. He's lost the ball, and the batter lost the bat.
Yeah, and getting back on that point about discussions on Indian and Pakistani and Sri Lankan cricket, sometimes Sri Lanka have spoilt the party many times for the two nations. Every time someone felt like there's going to be an India-Pakistan final in an Asia Cup or in some tournament.
Well, we had 2007 India in finals, and then in 2009 we had Sri Lanka in finals.
Yep. So that is, in fact, they've been the most consistent team, Pakistan, in the T20 format especially. They've reached a semi-final 6 times now, which shows of their consistency in that format.
Yeah, the Pakistan made into the semi-final by some favors.
This time especially, you will want to mention that. Full toss, but that's gone straight up. It might just be taken. No, falls short. That field that long off came running in, but just isn't able to. Junaid Javo, I think, yes, that's him. He came rushing in, but just wasn't fast enough. Danish could have picked up another one. He's bowled that low full toss very well. I wonder if he's doing it purposely. But look at that. Very hard to reach that.
Yeah, lucky he didn't time it. If he would have timed it slightly better, it would have been gone by now. So now 87, we had the almost 13 over. So another 50 runs you might see. Oh, big fish on the onside. With 5 wickets down, they might get another 50 to 60. Do you think that would be a reasonable total? Looking at that, if they go with the current, they'll be reaching 135. So they need to plan there where the 9 runs and over, and you can climb over 150 at least.
Well, I'll tell you what, on these tracks, it's never going to be enough, because we've seen Infusion also chase down one very big total in their previous game. So what Rajkot will want to do is give themselves a chance in this game. That's a big heave. Again, will that go to the boundary? Yes, it does. In fact, quite easily. So huge 6. Gurjant, in fact, has been eyeing that region. This time he gets it nicely. 13 overs done, 93 for 5.
Omar has been swinging well, and he's got 2 wickets already in his spell so far. So it seems to be he's the effective bowler, so you don't hold him back. You need to pick up the wicket. You let your express bowler express himself.
That's gone down to third man. They didn't make the best of connections, Dipesh. And the interesting thing tonight is, Abid, that even though we haven't seen too much movement or swing, we've seen only one spinner in operation so far, the left arm Mahasi, but otherwise it's been all right arm pace, right arm medium, and that's worked well for Infusion Invergy Lions so far at least. Gurjant here though, he's not done, he hasn't given up. He wants to get his team to a respectable total, somehow give his bowlers a chance to stay alive in this game. Full toss. Hammered away down on the offside. There's no fielder there in the deep. That went like a tracer bullet in the words of Ravi Shastri.
Yeah, that was a full toss. Asked there to be punished. But what I think Umar was trying to bowl the slow one, which was not required. You need to set the batter first with your pace, with your swing. And when you see the batter is looking for the big shot and you know that he will go after the big shot, that's where you can ploy him with that slower ones too early, and that to get it completely wrong, a full toss. This is where you need to be. Yes, good line, good length.
Gurjant clearly not the strongest square of the wicket. He prefers the leg side. We've seen him heave a few on the leg side, and then when it's full on the offside, yes, he seems to fancy himself, but when it's short or when it's on a good length outside the off stump, struggles to make a connection. So Umar will be smart in trying and reading that about Gurjant. But as long as he's out there, Rajkot will believe that they're still in this game. Shot, he's almost played a tennis shot there. Straight to the fielder though. What an unusual looking shot from Gurjant. But just for a single.
Yeah, but he found the fielder which was planted for that shot, because the bowler knows that he'll be banging shots. So banging shot means you need a fielder at the square of the wicket. Fine leg is up. That's what is the concern.
And he's gone. He's bowled him. Straight delivery, looking for that big heave on the leg side. Was there to be hit for sure. It was on his arc, but he's played all over it. His feet going nowhere, his head going nowhere. A wild swing at it and he's missed it completely. All ends up.
That's how you need to set the plan. Somebody should see Mohammad Umar. He bowled it short and kept that surprised one straight, and the batter Dipesh tries to play across the line, and that's a mistake. You come in 99 for 6 and Dipesh departs.
Mitesh Thanki is the new batter to walk out. Oh, it's a good ball. Very good ball from Umar. He's got his tail up after picking up that wicket. A good finish to this over. 6 wickets down for Rajkot. Now they are on 99 at the end of 14 overs. Kaptan Saab has brought himself into the attack. Waqas Tariq has bowled well for his 3 overs. They really look to hammer that. Now they'll want to go after everything. Nothing really to lose. They've lost most of their batters. Mitesh there now on strike. So Gurjant will be the one who look to bat the 20 overs. 100 up for Rajkot. So that's a bit of a positive sign in what has been a disappointing batting effort so far. Well, they'll want to kick on here. 6 overs to go. At least 40 to 50 runs. Get to that 150 mark and then bring your bowlers into the game. Again outside the off stump. How many times have we seen that now in this game? Outside the off stump. Gone a good length. The batter looking to cut it but getting beaten. Mitesh Thanki. He doesn't have to do too much here. Just get bat on ball, crossover, get the man on strike. Gurjant, who's been hitting all the balls very well. Why do you also want to tonk around? You don't have much wickets. Just 4 more to go. Take the safe route.
He did a little assist from Remainers, Mitesh. Oh, that's bowled it wide. I think he's got a little late while he was trying to release the ball. That happens when you try so many things, when you're not very clear with your intentions, what you need to bowl.
Yeah, the good thing tonight so far at least is that we haven't seen the towels come out yet, Abid, which is an indication that it's not as bad as it has been over the past few nights. They're able to grip the ball. They don't need to wipe it so much. Oh, that's another lovely line. In fact, the keeper's celebrating it, but that's just almost like a hope that there will be an edge there. But what I'm saying is, Rajkot Thunders, the bowlers will look at this and say, right guys, the due isn't as much as maybe we would have thought. So if we can just get to that 150 mark, there'll be that advantage, the psychological advantage that they're still in the game.
Well, indeed, but you never know, this part of the world, the dew doesn't need any invitation. They just get into the ground, and I suppose it's the party for the bowlers.
The dew is always due to come, isn't it? And pardon the pun here. We've got quite a few of those in the comment box. Some dad jokes, some puns.
Yeah, we are free to do today because there is no Ahmed Khwaja along us.
Always a pleasure having him around, Ahmed Khaja. What a lovely and bubbly character to have around. Waqas. Again outside the off stump. This time it's a healthy outside edge, and Gurjant will say, well, I don't mind. Nobody's going to bother where the balls went. On the scorecard, it will say that Gurjant got a boundary.
Well, you need to get the runs no matter what, because the other end has been only a visitors. The outside edge, a healthy one, and ball got just stuck there. Well, I reckon that now Gurjant has a big role to play. He need to play, number one, he need to play all 20 overs, and then he need to score some runs as well.
Steps forward this time and is heave that again in the gap. So this is good, taking the attack to the bowler, not letting them settle down on that comfortable length that they've been bowling so well. Gurjant has hammered on and gone to 43 of 22, has been the only positive in their batting lineup. 15 done, 5 more to go, 110 for 6. With a left arm spin now, the business end of this innings, the last 5 to go. Good ball, that too close to cut. It might just be a run out. Oh, a direct hit would have had him in trouble. Keeper couldn't have collected that. The fielder was too close with that throw. And to take you through the last 5 overs, joining me is Mr. Neil, the RJ, come commentator. How are you, sir?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much, Sam. Yeah, got to keep doing something to fuel your passion and feed your stomach. Gurjant 43 of 22. What he's done is he's kept the momentum going for his side, scoring at a brisk pace, while his partners these partners, they basically have been doing what we call as guest appearances.
Yeah, quite a disservice. Gurjant would have hoped. Oh, look at that. They're having a good time. I don't hear the music, but they're dancing. Oh, that's been up in the air. It might just get caught. In fact, it will fall short of the fielders. 2 fielders converging for that. And all they'll get is a couple. So Gurjant here, like we said earlier, will need to bat the 20 overs. And you're right, it's been Mostly downhill from the rest of the batters here for Rajkot Thunders. Gurjan playing a lone hand here. 44 for him now. Oh, he's bowled him this time. Pushed it straight and fast. Didn't really look to flight it there. Gurjan really had no choice but to go after every ball. On that occasion, playing it a little too late and allowing the ball to get under his bat to get bowled.
But yeah, Yorker and delivery wanted to go big, and these left arm spinners, when they bowl these deliveries, the quicker ones, the armers, it's kind of difficult to face them. Gurjan Kanda, 44 of 24, very well made. And now that will leave the Rajkot Thunders tottering in trouble. Kareem is the new man in, who will be on strike against Shahnawaz. Look at those numbers for Shahnawaz. 12 runs in 2.4 overs and picking up 2 wickets. It's a very, very intriguing spec.
If you haven't seen too much spin tonight, it was Shahnawaz and Hasib who were bowling those left-arm spinners. Otherwise, it's been mostly right-arm pace, and all of them have been among the wickets. They've all bowled quite well. Once in a while, yes, a few deliveries for wides and extras, but other than that, it's been really good stuff by the Invergy Lions. Short looks to cut that away. Kareem doesn't look like one of those good batters who can really make a connection. 16 done, 4 more to go, 113 for 7.
Mohammad Anwar Khan came across the line to play it towards fine leg. Mitesh trying to be a little more expressive and experimentative. No connection.
Yeah, the captain has held back his leg spinner for so long, bringing him into the 17th over, and he's bowled a very good first ball for a leg spinner. Generally, they find it hard to control that not the new ball, but at least a slightly wet ball. First balls are generally looseners from leg spinners, but this is a good one to start off with. Another good one.
Leg spinners against a left arm batter, pretty much similar to the left arm bowlers. But I want to see what Kareem does. He gives his wicket, and look at that, he breaks into a jig. Anwar, give that man an Oscar already.
What a lovely character. Look at that smile of his. Well, he came in, he probably must have asked his captain, well, let me have a ball, let me chance my arm. Like, he's still dancing, but why won't he? He's picked up the wicket of Kareem, and he's got all the reasons to celebrate. This is nice to see. Enjoying the game and also making a party out of it. Kareem Kotadia, he goes for a duck. It's 114 for 8. The Rajkot Thunders are slowly but surely slipping away.
Jayseth will come into bat at number 10. Oh, looks to hammer that away. Short of a length from Anwar. Is bowled really well. Picked up just 1 wicket. Haven't given away any runs in this over. Bowling to tail enders pretty much. That's nicely hammered away on the leg side from Jayseth. Has all the bearings of a typical tail ender. No helmet on. Coming in casually. Trying to hammer it from the first ball onwards. But he does get off the mark, so he'll be happy about that. 115 for 8. This innings going nowhere for Rajkot Thunders. One more ball to go in this over. It's been a superb one from Anwar. Drill down on the offside. Mid off. Does cut it off, but it's good running here. They will complete a couple. So good thinking there from Mitesh. Taking advantage of that ground that the fielder had to cover. Gets a couple of the last ball. So good over from Anwar comes to an end. 17 done, 3 more to go. 17 for 8. Shahnawaz, the left armer. Oh, that will be an interesting shout. The umpire, yes. Has he raised the finger or not? No, he hasn't. In fact, he has. We were blinded by the batter crossing there, so we didn't really see him raising his finger. But eventually, after that really laboured appeal from Shahnawaz, yeah, that looked plumb, didn't it? Yes, he raised it quite immediately as soon as the appeal was made. Walking across Jayseth. Never really looked comfortable playing that shot. So he goes now. Another wicket falls. One before the last for Rajkot Thunders. 9 wickets down now on 117. One more wicket. Oh, that should be very, very interesting. And in fact, it's been given. Nowhere close to the ball. Tariq's feet there. You don't expect him to be there anyway. Number 11 batter, the captain himself. And that finger raised by the umpire has resulted in Rajkot Thunders getting all out for a paltry 117. Shahnawaz with 4 wickets. What an all-round bowling effort this has been, Neil.
Well, yes, he stuck his ground, appealed hard, and umpire Zargun had to raise his finger. He thought for a while and he realized, yes, it is an incoming delivery, coming in straight, would be crashing into the stumps. And that is it. Rajkot Thunders, till Gurjant was there, were looking to go to at least 140-45. But after his wicket, literally everyone after tumbled. Just 117 and 17.2. Mitesh stays not out as Shahnawaz picks 4. And the way it looks like, Lions might just have an easy go at this one. Let's have a look at the scorecard then. Waqas Ilyas 9 of 14, Bunty Nandi and Gurjant Kanda. These were the 2 warriors for the Thunders. Bunty 25 of 23 and 44 of 24 for Gurjant Kanda. But after that, it looks like a phone number. Single digits for everyone. 117, of which 17 are extras. Technically what came off the bat, just 100.
Yeah, it would have been much different if it wasn't for those wides and extras, but this is a brilliant bowling effort, isn't it? Kamran Salim, yes, struggled for his line length at the beginning, but all the other bowlers, Waqas Tariq, Muhammad Umar with 3 wickets, and Shahnawaz, the left armer, wiping out that tail, 4 wickets for him, and Syed Muhammad Danish in the middle with his right arm, gentle pace, 2 for 28 for him.
And Anwar Khan, the leg spinner, just 1 over, picked up that wicket of the all-important wickets of Gurjant, and he just gave away 3 runs. So wickets kept falling at regular intervals for the Rajkot Thunders, and because of which they've only managed 117. And the way Infusion Invergy Lions have gone about in this tournament, it should be a comfortable chase for them. But T20 is a funny format. Anything can happen on a given evening. When we come back, we will see the chase of the Infusion Invergy Lions. They need 118 of 120 balls. See you in a short while.
There you go, the first ball begins. It's Nasser to start with for Rajkot Thunders. Yeah, you will see those little run up, but he bowls a lot quicker. And what he does is also he gets the extra pace also, because he's also got a very decent height. Infusion Invergy Lions need almost a runner ball to chase down this one. Meanwhile, he starts with the bang, cuts it beautifully. Outside off with Wozinova. What a beautiful shot. Neil, welcome.
Thank you so much, Avid. Oh yes, they know that they have an opportunity here, the Lions, to get going and get their net run rate in a positive impact if they score at a good pace, and that's what they would be looking at. Anwar on strike. Slightly back of the length delivery. Soft hands will get a single and get off strike.
I tried to pull a lot quick, but just got that one delivery wrong. But there's a lot of chat there. The towels are being out. That's not good sign for Rajkot Thunders. And there was absolutely no towels out in the first innings. Plays with a soft hand. Gets a single there. I think you don't have a lot of options, Neil, looking at the score that Rajkot Thunders has posted on the board. So you really need to attack here. I think you need to have a slip at cordon. You need to have that cover fielder slightly more in.
You're absolutely right. The idea should be to pick wickets, and that's how a winning could be made. 7 runs already on board, which primarily means that there's nothing that has impacted the Lions, and even the field setting doesn't look aggressive.
Yeah, he's been absolutely at the right areas now. Nasir has bowled a good over so far. 7 runs for none.
Gurjant Kanda will be taking the responsibility with the ball, and he is that one-man army that Rajkot Thunders have been boasting. With the bat, with the ball, he did well with the bat. Now will have to do his bit with the ball, pick wickets, try and get the game going in his favour. Starts with the widest delivery, will be called a wide.
You just can't afford to give a lot of extras. You need to be careful there, need to really work on that. Gurjant has got a lot of responsibilities with the bat earlier, now with the ball. Courtesy his brilliant batting. Rajkot Thunder has been able to pose slightly better, but not enough on the day.
This time Fuller, and just slightly outside off stump. There's a fumble there. Overslide. Will get a single though. Nothing beyond that. 9 on board. It's a decent start, I would say. Not a very flamboyant, very loud start. But a boundary for Anwar definitely will give him a lot of confidence. The equation here favoring the Lions, unless the Rajkot Thunders pick up a couple of wickets, and they'll have to do it quickly.
Yeah, inside first 3 overs, if they pick up a wicket there, that's what we're talking about, the early wicket. But chasing small total is also a tricky there. You just need to have a clear vision what you and how you will going to tackle that and how you want to chase it. Because if you want to chase it in defensive mode, you might find yourself a little bit in trouble if you lose a wicket or two. But what I think in this situation, by watching so many games, is that it's always good to play your natural game.
You're right. Play the way you would want to play, and this time, oh, dropped it. No, you cannot do that. That's a cardinal sin. You're not defending 200 on a 20-over game, defending just 117, and when an opportunity arises, you need to grab it. It was low, it was dipping, but these are the chances that you take.
Just a fraction late there, closing those palms. Drop down, yeah. When the opportunity goes down, you need to take those when you didn't put big total on board. This is going down the leg side again wide here. So mind you, the 5 runs in every over, that's what is required at the moment, 5.7. You need to be careful that you need to contain runs at the same time you have to pick up wickets. But what I feel here, there is no way you can save this match if you bowl 20 overs.
You're right. You need to pick wickets. You need to pick wickets, and you need to do it right now. Can't be getting them over with a quick one in the power play. Back of the length, the fielder will be guarding that zone. Just be a single.
Yeah, he's exactly standing, and he didn't had to move an inch there. The ball just got into him. Nasir there. But the idea is to invite the batter to play a pull shot. Maybe by doing so, you might get him there, trap a wicket here. So that's the discussion we're having here. You need to pick a wicket. For picking a wicket, you need to bowl the attacking lines.
Again, pull, again in the same area. Oh, lucky there that the ball hit the foot somewhere. Otherwise, this would have gone to the boundary. Fast bowlers have this little challenge of going down, bending to stop the ball. Luckily for him, no damage.
Yeah, his partner. The other fast bowler would have definitely have given some advice. Have like it to concede a boundary here. Now with the soft hands, they'll get a mix up there. Well, it seems Anwar did not wanted to run for that anyway. That's 14 now on board with no loss for 2. Nasir pulls that in swinger. I wouldn't be calling him a spinner because he's that short run up is just to fork cube. He's a lot quicker than the usual fast bowlers.
Oh yeah, you're right. Again, his grip is also of that of a medium pacer, and then he bounces the ball, extracts that bounce very well. He's got a very unorthodox run up. I probably will have to go and ask him, what is he? Is he a medium pacer? Is he a spinner? Because the action is that of a pacer. When he comes in and delivers a seam up position, but the grip and the way he runs in makes us feel like that he's going to bowl some spin.
Yeah, that to a leggy, because he brings the hand out of close to the chest, which is usually the leggies do. That bowls really quick. Here is a chance over and out. Oh. Yeah, there was a bit challenge there, but a good backup done by Waqas Ilyas. There you go. A race between the batter and the ball, but at the non-striking end, it was Anwar was relaxed.
Oh, yeah.
Banged it short, but off the target. It's a wide, so extras being here the real worry for the team IIL.
You're right. Rajkot Thunders will have to do a little more than what they're doing right now to get
another single. Even now the occasion is so tight that even the singles are hurting Rajkot Thunders. It's clearly, and in fact it was the wickets. There's still no fielder at slips Gordon. Meanwhile, 3 gone, 24 none. Kurjat will continue from the academic end, and just what kind of fielding when third is in, and you have also a deep third. It's not deep third actually, but it's just the odd position that you don't usually see the fielder standing at.
It's pretty squarish, the deep third. Abid, you're right. A little unorthodox, but maybe that's what they're trying to do. They've got a third man, and then there is a squarish deep third man. He plays it between the two fielders. The race is on, and the ball will lose the pace. Get a cup, just a single there, in fact. 2, in fact. Well, what they've done is they've displayed some really good running between the wickets, while the two fielders were trying to chase the ball. Anwar and Waqas sprinted over for a couple of runs, 23 on board. I think what they've done is they've done extremely well for themselves. The required run rate, Abid, still at 5.7.
Yeah, all you need to do is just score 35 runs or 40 in the power play. But you don't need to lose a wicket here. By not losing wicket, you'll put a pressure on Rajkot Thunder if you are IIL, and this is downtown, 4 runs, beautiful shot.
Waqas started getting on top of the ball, ensuring that he played it slightly wide of the fielder inside the ring. And mind you, when Rajkot Thunders were batting, they were on 41 in the power play. They had got a good start, but then they squandered it away. So for IL, or rather IIL, they'll have to ensure that they keep up the work that they have built on till now. 27 without loss. Short delivery will be called a wide. Yes, goes over the head of Waqas. Gurjant, he's bowling like an aggressive fast bowler, angry because he was hit for a 4 and banging it short. But when you're banging it short, try and aim for the grill and not over the head.
Yeah, we've seen a hit on the grill yesterday. Not exactly on the grill, but on the side. where we made a conclusion test as well. This is yesterday's game. What a great game we had yesterday as well. So all these games here at Arabian Cricket League is getting a fantastic close counters.
No doubts about that. Required run rate now dropping below 5.5. God bless you. That one goes to Vasi, our scorer. A little sneeze. He was vigilant enough to cover it well. Well done, Vasi. Slower delivery, fuller delivery, straight to the fielder, dot ball. He's mixing it up well, Gurjant. He should be aiming to get wickets. They should be looking to pick wickets right now. They need to break this partnership.
I'll tell you what, if it was a year back, if Vasi have done this, we would have thrown him out.
No, but he would have caused the damage already by that time, Abid, I tell you. The commentary box would have been empty for the next few days. No commentary.
Yeah, the past 2 years has been horrified. This time cuts it sweetly as it goes towards the fence for 4 runs.
Well, yeah, width on offer and accepted gleefully. 4 to end the over, 4 was gone, 33 for none.
And it will be the same regular pair to continue. 1 for the over, not given as wide, but yeah, he'll take it. The first ball, when you bowl short and you have given the warning being short, so you cannot bowl any other. So it's very evident that there will be no short stuff coming your way.
Yeah, it's a poor ploy, I think, that you bowl a short delivery on the very first ball, because then you have to bowl full, and when you bowl full on the pads, you'll be punished. 4 runs there.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about, being too predictable there. Bowl a shorter one, the next one will be full, and you have no other option now. The remainers, all those 5 deliveries has to be at the good length or the full. This time nicely, beautifully glanced into the onside, knowing that the fine leg is up.
It's such a beautiful term, the glance, and it's equally a pretty looking shot. It just probably gets lost when you're playing the shorter format. Test matches, 1 days, the batters would love to glance everything. Now they go a little bit hard and try and get a 6 out of it. Onto the pads, big shout. The umpire says no.
Yeah, the excitement got there a little bit because the batter has shuffled. I think the height was the issue here. Yeah, it's hitting him way up. Maybe just going down the leg side as well.
Yeah, maybe just trickling down leg, you're right.
And also, as you can see, he's standing slightly up than that popping crease. So yes, that glance shot is one of my favorite shots. That's what, when you play across the line, yes, but then you need to really time it well, and it's sweet as you like.
Oh yeah, it's just like caressing the ball. Look at this again. He tried to do the same thing, but he flicked it. And there's a classic difference between a flick and a glance.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. While they both look very similar, they look very, very similar. But in a flick, your wrist positions are really fast and you're attempting to hit the ball a little quicker. You want the ball to race away towards the fence. In a glance, you're just caressing it. Very smooth. It's almost like you're romanticizing the cricket ball.
Yeah, that's what makes us to fall in love with this game. Well, 41 at the end of 5 for none. Well, Deepesh comes in. There's a change in the bowling. And the change in the voice joining me is Sam. Welcome, Sam.
Hello everyone, good evening to everyone who's tuned in to watch this exciting contest. Well, exciting if you're an Infusion fan. They've really infused some energy into this game, haven't they? Gone along very steadily in these first 5 overs, haven't really had to go all guns blazing. They're chasing a very simple target of 118. So they know they can take it easy, just knock it around and get to that target quite smoothly in the end. Nicely done. That's what they've done so well, haven't they? Even though the bowling's been nice and straight, very disciplined, what they've done well, these two batters, is if they haven't got bogged down, they've been able to hit it in those gaps and cross over quite often for singles and twos. 43 for none on a normal day of 5 overs. You'd think, well, not the greatest starts, but in the context of the game, they're going along very nicely.
Yeah, you don't really have much on the board, so you just can have some time in the center. These are the games where you need to apply yourself. You need to be prepared for the next games as well. You need to bat really deep. Oh, faintage and no slip at corner. In fact, flown almost to the third.
Yeah, first real false shot we've seen from these batters. That's the point I was trying to make. Now, if you compare the start of the Rajkot innings, they're also going along at the same run rate, maybe 3 overs 24, 4 overs 30 odd. They lost their first wicket in the 5th over. The difference was that the batters of Rajkot didn't look very comfortable. But these two, even though they're going at this low run rate in the context of the game, they've looked very nice. Most of the balls have been middled, hit nicely, timed sweetly. Just like that. Look at that. What a beautiful drive. Caressed, not hit. Remember, it was caressed all around the carpet onto that boundary for a 4. What a lovely sight, that cover drive from Waqas.
But I think that's what we were talking off mic. We were talking about KL Rahul's brilliance when he caressed the ball along the ground. That's one of those shots that you would like to watch it all day long. I'll tell you what, this replay I can watch all day long. Maybe when I go home, I'll watch a few times.
And that's been the difference, Abid. There were balls that are on offer from the inversion bowlers, but they didn't choose to play these shots, Rajkot. They were looking for those big heaves down the leg side, looking to go big too early on. That's again nice and straight bat offered, playing in the V, not going for those big fancy strokes, and they will run away for a double. So pressure on the fielder, and he makes a mistake. In fact, that's another overthrow. So this is an overthrow of an overthrow. And they might just end up running 4 runs. A single, overthrow for another single, and another overthrow for a double. So 4 runs without crossing the boundary line. How often do you see that?
Very rarely, very rarely. And that's happening here for the first time in the Arabian Cricket League. And what a fantastic running presence of the mind. And that's because they don't have a pressure. Now 50 comes up with 4 on the boundary. Up in the air, and there is no fine leg deep. That ball will go down the hill. 4 runs.
Fortune favours the brave, they say, and this time it doesn't go up in the air in front of the wicket, but behind the wicket. Big top edge, but it lands safely because fine leg is up in the circle and therefore the ball trickles away to the boundary. So 6 completed. Now that run rate looking healthy, 56 for none.
Well, that's the man, the match referee. Tehseen Javed played for Pakistan under 25, long back, and gets a very good experience when it comes to being a match referee. You'll see him always protecting himself with the mask on.
Yeah, one thing we see from a lot of the younger generation, Abid, is that we refrain to have conversations from elders around us, but the wisdom that you can gain from past cricketers, from elders, even if they're not, maybe they don't have to be international cricketers, but even if they're connected to the game, because sometimes, even if you're an umpire or a match referee, the things you pick up from outside the field, whether you're a commentator or a selector or a coach, are things you might not learn when you're inside the field. An outside view is different from an inside view. So it's always important that you have those conversations. It's not just you come and you play and you go. A professional cricketer who will go that extra mile, he'll try and increase his knowledge of the game by having conversations with seniors and juniors and everyone around the game, administrators. That's how you grow as a cricketer.
Couldn't agree more to you, bro. Sets it on the onside. They'll be looking for two because they run exceptionally well between the wicket, and that's been the difference here. What a great running between Anwar and Waqas.
Yeah, that was very quick. They saw that the fielder was almost casually coming in to collect that. Gurdeep is introduced into the attack. Left arm spin of Gurdeep. The fielder there was slow to begin with, and Anwar Khan recognizing that early and called for a quick 2. He's batted well, 23 of 19. The captain Waqas, 28 for him. They've done this well though. Every time there's been a good ball, there's been respect shown to the bowler.
Well, you were talking about taking suggestions from the seniors and the team who's inside. The player who plays the game doesn't really get it how it goes behind the boundary line. So it's always like a game of a chess. When you're playing, you don't know, but the outsider can tell you what move you need to take more to have a better vision. So yes, I agreed on your point of view that all the time you need to be going a little mile more to just ask or know that would I need to make changes or where I'm going wrong. As a batter, as a bowler, always need your seniors to help you out. There is no shame. We have seen starting from on the onside, there is no fine leg and the bowler is hitting it onto the pads. They complete 3. What a running.
Yeah, nicely tucked away. Nicely tucked away. But look at that, the umpire signal. I think there's 1 run short there. So even though they ran 3, they'll get just the 2 runs for it. So 1 run and effort wasted there. And in fact, just to add on to that conversation about growing as a cricketer and having that extra perspective, that's nicely cut away just for a single. We'll get back to that conversation because it's the end of the over. 7 overs done, 61 for none.
Well, another spinner coming into the plate. And he's a good all-rounder, Bunty. Scored those 20-odd runs for him up front. Came as an opener today. And a very good handy off-spinner he is. So now the occasion is very much in control for Infusion Invergy Lions. Let's head towards the offside and dot ball there. So Sami, we're talking about these old players, how lucky they are. When I remember when I played this game, I hardly have any clip of it.
Not even a photograph. Talking about video. We didn't even have smartphones when we played in our days, didn't we?
Really, that's true.
Well, I remember back in the school days. Oh, that's a nice looking shot, beautifully flicked away. Very early recognizing that there's no fine leg, which is a crime, by the way, when you're spinning into the right hander. Bunty Nandi paying the price for that mistake. Very nicely done there by the captain Wakas. He knew there was no fine leg fielder. All he had to do, get down on one knee and get a bit of healthy bat onto that. It was always going to the boundary. Coming back on that point, when you're playing in the school days, when you've done well, you don't fall asleep waiting for the next day's newspaper. So, my name's going to come in that. I want to see my score, I want to see my contribution in that. But today, just to add on to the conversation we were having earlier, these cricketers, I'm not saying they're school level cricketers, but even these domestic level cricketers, they're so lucky that their games are being broadcast live, and the next day they can go and watch how they played, what they did, the mistakes they made, the good things they did, they pick up those little things and improve on those things. Oh, good ball, good comeback ball. Takes a leading edge, but they're still able to cross over a single. This has been the problem for Rajkot. They haven't stopped those singles inside the circle. That's why it's become so comfortable. Yes, they haven't given away too many boundaries, but Infusion Lions have run very well between the wickets.
Well, Sam, I still got those cuttings with me. A few of them coming in the news. Now this captain playing it on the onside and gets one only. They'll settle with. Well, we have to give a big shout out and thanks to all these broadcasting team who's broadcasting this. The team TCM, the Fan Code, the SkyExchange.net, the ICCA Cricket Academy, the venue partner. Well, it's not an easy things to put all these things together. Every single game here at ICCA Cricket Academy that in this Arabian Cricket League is being played, they go live. You can watch it on CricTracker. You can watch it on Fan Code if you're in India. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you like it. The days are now. We talk about social media. You can get these games on social media. So yes, it's been a great initiative and it's doing well.
Yeah, 59 games, all of them being broadcast. Definitely no easy task. So shout out to all our sponsors and friends who've made this possible. Last ball of the over. Once again cut away and it'll go under the fielder. It's been a very lazy effort there from the field at point there. And they will love them to get another single. So 8 overs, Infusion Invergy Lions getting there quite comfortably. Another look at that misfield. Yeah, we always talk about putting your body behind. He did put it, but a little too late after the ball passed him. 69 for none. .49 from 72. Gurdeep will continue. Left arm. But it's not Gurdeep. Well,
Bit of confusion there. It is Gurdeep after all. He will continue. He'll start off with a wide. So 70, that score moves on to now. And just to touch on that conversation again about matches being broadcast and, you know, the approach of these batters. Oh, that's a nice line to bowl. Not sure there. Waqas, if they want to go to the front foot or back foot in the end, try to just glide that towards third man. He'll have to be careful. Third man is up in the circle. This is an opportunity for these two batters now, with that very low required run rate, to get a lot of batting practice in the middle here. Because it's a long tournament, many more games to come. And these are not guys who take time off during the weekdays. These are busy cricketers. Most of them probably have full-time jobs, don't have time to hit the nets too much. So this kind of opportunity, when you get it, well, spend time in the middle, because no practice is like a practice in the middle. Long tournament coming up, get your eye in, get your batting form in, get your rhythm in.
Perfect advice there from Sam, that one need to do is apply themselves, play the game, and when you have a low total, you know you can easily chase it down. Now that all you have to do is just stick around and practice for the next games that is lined up for you. Yes, it's a long tournament, and I think we had a few things falling apart really nicely. All boxes are getting ticked well, since we have great people taking over, and courtesy that we played a World Cup in Australia as well. It's hit on the onside, and a single, and the running has been great between the two.
It is a good times for UAE cricket. Good to see them qualifying into that World Cup qualifier. Well, that's a start. They did win one game, which is a massive thing for UAE cricket. It's a big step forward. And that hat-trick from Ayyappan against my team. One thing you'll remember for a long time, a big achievement. And those were not ordinary batters he got out, mind you.
Well, indeed. That has been tongued on the onside and strips down just in front of the batter. Yeah, lovely. Field planning there for Gurdeep is at least something sensible there, that you're planning according to your field set, but the wicket is the concern. They haven't picked up any wicket here. So yes, coming to your point, those all batters, not in fact, it was a tail, it was all good batters from Sri Lanka. There was a Rajapaksa also.
And Dasun Shanaka, the captain.
And Dasun Shanaka, the skipper, who's been in good form. Unfortunately, didn't come too good in the World Cup, but he was in good form. Right, 9 done, 75 for none. Karim Kotadia has been introduced into the attack, another left-arm spinner on display tonight. Now Anwar has been doing that immaculately well all evening, on that back foot, presenting the full face of the bat and almost punching it without any effort down to long off, and he's been doing that all night and it's been done perfectly. Very nice innings he's playing here, 31 of 30, not much risk, going along smoothly to get to the target of 118.
Yeah, all you need to do is play a runner ball here. That will do well. Still you'll be able to chase it down way earlier. Might send some balls as spare, as a gift to the opponents as well. You can take those deliveries home.
We can go home early.
And I prefer to have a good game rather than going home early.
Always. Good game. That's what you want on the buffet. Karim, let's see if he can pick up a wicket here
some consolation. Oh, that's nicely swept. I was just about to make a remark about how Anwar has been more of a straight bat player. He likes to play down the ground, and Waqas has been the one who's been playing square of the wicket towards the leg side of the offside. So they do really complement each other quite well, and that's what you need in a partnership. Contrasting players, making use of all the grounds all the areas that are available in the ground.
Yeah, playing the sweep shot. And the required rate is below 4. Every single run is hurting the team by Rajkot Thunders. Oh, there was 2. I don't think so. They'll be entrusted. Yeah, things are in control when you really don't need to work hard, run hard. That's where you enjoy your batting. Practice down.
Under 4 now, that required run rate. 78 for none. We'll try and finish it under 15 overs. A net run rate, remember, plays a big part. This is a long tournament, 8 teams in each group, so definitely run rate will come into play. But these two don't seem in much of a hurry. They just want to hit it around and talk about good fitness. Wow. They've been fielding 20 overs, they've been batting for 10 overs, and they're still able to just push it to that 30-yard circle and still run 2. It's very well done there by Waqas, the captain, leading from the front for Infusion Invergy Lions. 40 for him now. He's moved on very quickly to that 40. Being the aggressor in this partnership.
Yeah, that worked for Waqas, that he's taken the charge. And that's one way to put the opponents on the back foot. And is playing a lot of his spinners here, because the fast bowler has been leaking runs. The spinners at least dealing in singles and twos. No many boundaries came off. It's 10 overs past, 81 for none.
Jay Seth, oh, he's a big appeal and he's broken the partnership. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Jay Seth introduced into the attack, bowls a full one. Waqas, who's been batting so well, looks to drive that. And I think there was a faint inside edge. Oh, I don't think that hit the bat at all.
Yeah, unless it's an LBW where it hit the pads in front of the wicket, and the umpire had no doubts in giving that one out. Very first delivery of the fresh over, and Jai picks a wicket.
Hasibur Rahman comes into bat now at number 3, the wicket keeper. With all that happened in the last ball, the first ball of the new bowler, we couldn't welcome Neil back into the comm box.
Well, Sam, that welcome was a bye-bye for Waqas. So I think he would be like, why did Neil come now?
Commentator's curse. It's always there, isn't it? We think it's a myth. Just when we really think that, oh, there's nothing like that, out it comes. Every time you praise someone, you praise a batter, you praise a bowler, they end up doing something wrong. You believe in superstitions?
Well, yeah, big time. Big time. I don't know if I've told you my number 4 story.
Well, let's hear it. The viewers aren't getting too much excitement of the game. It's going one way, so we might as well hear it. Chase it. Oh, inside edge. Not the most convincing way to get off the mark, Hasib, but I'll be happy to get off to the non-striker's end.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter how they come, as long as they come. Yeah, jersey numbers are a massive thing. I don't know if that's how it works in other parts of the world, but at least in India, we believe in this science of numerology. And a lot has to be done with that. The way he's wearing number 4 right now, I can see that.
The irony.
I've been advised not to wear a number 4 or a number 8. And I've never worn a 4 or an 8. Anytime I've played, beautiful shot straight. And will there be someone to stop that? Oh, good effort there. Very good effort. He's done well. Saved a couple of runs for his side.
They haven't given up. They're still giving it their all in the field, which is good to see. That's what you want from your fielders.
Well, indeed, that effort is important. So never wore a jersey number 4 or 8 during all my playing years. And once, and only once, there was a tournament that was happening here in UAE. And I didn't have an option but to wear a jersey number 4 because that was the only jersey that would fit me. Because there were a couple of larges, a couple of smalls, a couple of XLs. The only medium jersey, because I guess that's how they don't make mediums because not enough people who wear mediums. So I wore the only medium jersey was with the number 4, and I'm the kind who doesn't like to wear loose jerseys. Ended up wearing it.
Show off those 6 packs, Neil.
2 of them as of now, but yeah, back then I had 4.
6 minus 4 then.
Yeah, no. At that point I had 4.
So make that minus 2 then. All right.
Yeah, -2 back then, and I would change out on the grounds. I would never go to the dressing room to change my top. You know, when if you got it, flaunt it. That's the word.
100% agree. So let's hear the rest of it.
Yep. Last ball to come. Meanwhile, it's been a good over so far by Jay, wearing a jersey number 4. We'll continue our conversation after this delivery.
Nicely pulled away. He's done that well, Ahvar. He's been very good down the ground. He's been very good square of the wicket. And that's why he's got 35 of 34 very quietly. Went about his business. 11 done, 87 for 1. Full toss to begin with, and that has been hit in the gap. It might just get cut off. Oh, a bit of footwork attempted there, but to no avail. He's hit that right back at his teammates in the dugout. A boundary.
Well, it's always good to play there where your dugout is, where your teammates are. You get that little extra applause, a little extra support, a little extra love. 91 on board.
27 needed. But before they get these runs, we need to hear the rest of your story, Neil.
Oh yeah. So we were fielding first, and the opposition was literally thrashing us. Our fast bowlers were taken for runs, and 6 overs we were already down. Then they had scored about 50 odd runs in the first 6. I came in to bowl the 7th. I'm an off break bowler. I came in to bowl the 7th. 3 deliveries dot, frustrating the batter, and I knew that they would want to go for it, just like Anwar did. There he put in a dive, didn't really help, the ball goes in the same direction. Mahesh picks it up. Mahesh Bhai is the man who is taking care of this tournament.
Where's Ati Abid? He's keeping it all alone. That was nicely played, wasn't it? I'm not sure why they brought the mid-on up. Because he was that long off. He could have cut that off, and he's bowling full to a batter who's on very good form. He's just going to pick his gap with comfort there.
No, I mean, completely agree with you over here. Poor field placement, and still there's no change whatsoever. There is a sweeper cover, but he's pretty square. Straight, long on will come in and just be a single. 3 dot balls I bowl, and the 4th one I give nice air. It's a loopy delivery. The batter comes in and I'm ready for a catch. I know he's going to hit straight. He hits straight. The ball, the impact comes on my thumb, and it was an empty stadium that we were playing at. I hear a crackling sound. The ball hits, ricochets off my thumb, goes onto my bicep, loops up. I take a catch. The man's out, and so am I. Out with a broken thumb.
Inside edge, it'll be a single. Wow, so you got the wicket, but you also got injured.
That's right. Injured in the first match of the tournament. Meanwhile, chance of an overthrow. They're going for it. This is poor. This is poor. There'll be going to be one more overthrow. My God. This is poorer than schoolboy cricket.
This happened one time before. They ran 4 runs. Similar.
Oh my God.
And this is now the second time there's been an overthrow of an overthrow. These are things they can't afford, especially at this level. This is one of the top division tournaments, remember. And if Rajkot are going to bowl like this and feel like this, then they're looking at an early exit from here. They'll really have to pick themselves up. So in the end, what have you decided? Is 4 lucky for you or not?
No, definitely not. It was the first game of the tournament, Sam. And I was out injured, didn't play the whole tournament. Was sitting out, feeling extremely bad that I didn't get to play. And the thumb took some time to get repaired. 12 overs gone, 99 for 1.
Jaiset, the lone wicket taker, but Hasib, he doesn't mind. He's going to go straight downtown for a boundary.
Well, yes, a boundary to start the over. Just putting out the statement that, listen, we just need 15 more runs. Let's do it quickly so we can go home and have early dinner.
A little too late for dinner now, Neil. It's what, 11:30 in the night. Most people are resigning to bed. We've got work to go to the next day. But no work is as good as this, isn't it?
Oh, you bet.
A game of cricket, calling it out. A good game of cricket. This has been a very good performance by Infusion Invergy lads.
100%, Sam. Fuller, slower delivery will get a single. This is smart cricket. This is very smart cricket, Sam. You get a boundary, very next delivery, take a single, get off strike, let the bowler think what he has to do with the new batter. Your work is done. You've got a boundary for the over. You're sorted.
Yeah, that's the way to go, isn't it? Especially because you're not under pressure. There's no scoreboard pressure. 14 or 46. Very easy here for Infusion now. Okay, driven nicely. Anwar has looked so good on the drive today. It's been very comfortable. Most shots, if not all of them, have been off the middle of his bat.
Oh, you're right. The way he's played. And also, you know, whosoever said that in a shorter format, you need to score really quick, really fast. What Anwar has done is, he's gauged the situation really well and realized that I don't really need to, because Waqas was doing it. He was going quick. Anwar was giving him company. And once you've got in that groove, you can go out and ease yourself in. Meanwhile, a dot delivery, letting the ball go, very rarely do you get to see that.
Yeah, I was just making the point to Abid too that these are very busy cricketers. They don't really get too much time to hit the nets and practice too much.
Oh yeah.
Probably professionals who work full time in the day, and therefore an opportunity like this, when you're scoring, when you're chasing a smaller target,
It's a very good opportunity to spend some time in the middle, get your form going, get your batting rhythm, your hand-eye coordination, all of that, because it's a long tournament. You're going to play a lot more games, you'll have to spend a lot more time in the middle. This is a perfect opportunity for them, and that's what Anwar has done so well. He's capitalized on this opportunity that Rajkot has presented them. One more ball to go, it's over. 12 needed now for 43.
Well, yeah, one last delivery to go. Definitely not getting the winning runs in this over unless Jai bowls a no ball, which is hit for a 6, and then on a free hit you hit a 6. Otherwise it's not happening. So mathematically possible, but Jai has been bowling some really tight lines. Soft touch, dot ball, and overthrows.
Another one. How many have we seen today? And that ends the over. So instead of just being a dot ball, it will be a single. So just 11 needed of 7 overs, 107 for 1. Hey, it was off here.
Waqas Ilyas will come into the attack. Just 12 needed now. Oh, he should have left that alone for a wide. Looks to hammer that, which has probably put the keeper off, and he's not able to collect it. So it will be wide plus a single, which means 2 runs on the board. And that will bring down that equation to just 10 needed.
Well, yeah, just 10 more to win this game. 9 in fact now. That was a wide. Come back again. This time a better line, but still will get a single. Playing it with very soft hands. Anwar now has an opportunity to get to his 50. Just one hit away. Will Anwar be able to do it? Now this is a question that would be running in everyone's mind.
Well, the kind of swag that he carries about him with that bald head and that bandana on it, I'd like to think he likes to do things in style, and he wants to finish it in style. Oh no, he gets down on one knee. In fact, that's very nicely played, very intelligently played. Look, the good thing about that shot was he had enough time to choose where he wanted to play, and he played it to the right of the fielder and not straight to the fielder, and he's got a deserving 50 tonight. What a good knock. And that celebration. We saw that earlier when he picked up the wicket. Now it's on repeat when he scored a 50. What an all-round performance here from Anwar Khan.
Well, yeah, came in right at the top, opened the innings, went about his business comfortably, slowly yet steadily, and now goes down on one knee, played it away from the fielder, enough for him to get a 4 and enough for him to get to his half century. The first half century of this match. And this time again in the gap, beautifully pierced, and a poor effort in the field, and they're letting it go. That is it. That's what they needed. 4 was required, and Gurjant almost seeing the ball off to the boundary, and that should be it. That boundary should be enough, and just poetically right that Anwar hits that winning boundary to get his team over the lines. A boundary to end the match, a boundary to show how Gurjant was so lazy and let it go.
Eventually the Rajkot Thunders ran out of thunder. Really wanted it to end earlier than they would have wanted, but then take nothing away from the performance of the Infusion Lions. Wow, what a wonderful display of bowling, batting and all-round cricket. The rattle the batters of Rajkot Thunders early in the evening didn't allow them to get away, restricted them to a total of 117, and then the 2 openers, Anwar Khan and Waqas Tariq, both of them 55 and 41. A superb opening partnership, really finished off whatever chances that Rajkot could have had in coming back into this game, and have comfortably sailed home chasing the target in under 14 overs, and that should help their run rate quite a bit as they go deeper into this tournament and play more stronger opposition, one might think. And that has been the story for today.
As far as bowlers are concerned, Rajkot Thunders
deployed. Literally everyone was in the neighborhood to come and try and pick a wicket. Only Jai Seth getting a wicket. Apart from that, it was Gurdeep who was economical but bowled just 2 overs. 11 runs of those 2. Apart from him, well, it looked like a half-baked cookie. Rajkot Thunders didn't really have any firepower whatsoever to defend 117 that the batters had scored today.
That's what happened today then. Infusion Invergy Lions chased down that 117 put up by Rajkot Thunders after winning the toss and choosing to bat first. Never really got going in their innings. Just a little spark there from Gurjant Kanda, who gave that total some respectability with his 44 of 24. But the bowlers of Infusion Invergy Lions, Shah Nawaz leading from the front, 4 for 12 for him. Muhammad Umar 3 for 23. Syed Muhammad Danish, all the bowlers picking up wickets and contributing to getting Rajkot Thunders all out for 107. And in the end, Infusion Invergy Lions, their batting proving to be too strong for Rajkot Thunders. The captain, Muhammad Waqas Tariq, leading from the front, 41 of 29 for him. And then, of course, Anwar Khan seeing it through in the end, 55 not out for him. He'll be very happy with that performance. And they go home smiling with a huge victory by 9 wickets, chasing the other 117 in under 14 overs. Well, this is the next game that's coming up tomorrow. In fact, day after, the 10th of November, Pacific Group versus Dubai Gymkhana. And we'll be back for live action then when we bring you that game from the ICCA Academy Oval Grounds, Dubai. Well, then in a short while, we'll be going down for the presentation ceremony. Neil will be taking us through that. Until then, it's goodbye and good night from all of us.
Bhaskar. Hello.
Check. Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation from Celebrate. This is beautiful end of a fantastic cricket game. And for the post-match presentation, before we proceed, we'd like to thank SkyExchange.net and ICCA Arabian Cricket League, powered by Fan Code. And firstly, we'd like to thank ICCA Academy and the administration that's involved behind the scenes for its support in hosting this level of a tournament. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, our title sponsor SkyExchange.net, powered by sponsor Fan Code, our official streaming partner where you get to watch these games, Fan Code, and event partner TCM. Now in the 24th game of this tournament, it was Rajkot Thunders that won the toss, said, hey, we would like to go out and bat because the conditions are not as bad to bowl second. Ended up scoring just 117, which was very, very comfortable for the Infusion Invergy Lions to come out and they ended up winning this game by 9 wickets. The award for the man of the match here will be presented by our match representative Javed. The player of the match, there were quite a few contenders. There was Anwar Khan, who scored 55 of 44. There was Waqar, who actually gave the momentum right at the top when the Lions were batting, scoring 41 of 29. For the Rajkot Thunders, if they would have won, well, Gurchand would have been putting his hand in the ring with 44 of 24. But the player of the match in today's game, ladies and gentlemen, for his 4 wickets in 3.2 overs, giving just a miserly 12 runs, is Shahnawaz. Shahnawaz, the player of the match, 4 wickets. He came in and ensured that he doesn't give any opportunity to the batters. Shahnawaz, सबसे पहले तो congratulations, बहुत बढ़िया performance. जब 4 विकेट लेते हो इन T20 गेम, इनमें ऐसी तसल्ली होती है कि आज सुकून से जाके बिरयानी खाएंगे रात को. ये क्या प्लान करके विकेट ली थी कि ये आपका स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसीजर है कि चलो 2 गेंदें ऐसी डाली, तीसरी ऐसी डाली?
ऐसी कोई प्लानिंग नहीं थी, बस मेरा ये प्लान था कि बस शॉट आए टीम के लिए और बैट्समैन को रोक रहे थे और लास्ट में बहुत अच्छा था. बस ये मेरे प्लान है.
उन्होंने गलती करी और फ़ायदा आपको हो गया.
बस
ये बताइए, ये जो स्पिनर्स होते हैं ना, वो कहा जाता है कि तेज़ गेंदबाजों से ज़्यादा चालाक होते हैं. ये बात में आप यकीन करते हो कि नहीं करते हो? कि अपनी तारीफ हो गई तो यहाँ पे ज़रूर ये फील हो रहा है, बट आपके टीम के पास बॉलर्स ने भी जो है अच्छी गेंदबाजी करी, प्रेशर क्रिएट किया और आपके पास फिर एक विंडो आ गई. ऐसी परफॉर्मेंस के बाद टीम में डिस्कशन क्या होती है? जब आप बैठे थे अंदर जाकर डगआउट में बैठे, जब अपने बैटर्स गए सेकेंड इनिंग्स में, तब बातें क्या होती थी?
बहुत तसल्ली थी, जब होने वाला था ना तो
अगले मैच में भी इसी तरह परफॉर्म करेगा और हम एंटरटेन कीजिएगा. Thank you so much, Shahnawaz, winning the player of the match. And obviously, yes, now this is not the end. Though we'll be taking a little break, we won't be coming in tomorrow because our tired legs, our tired throats need a day off. So we'll be taking a day off tomorrow and coming back day after tomorrow with the tournament continues to proceed. Where can you watch us? On Fan Code, on the ICCA Academy Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you day after tomorrow. Till that time, from everyone here at the ICCA Academy, good night and God.